going on, everybody? Dominator here. We're going to talk about the IGNIS. I've got 3 Forma in the IGNIS, and I think by now, if you have it, you know it's a fun weapon. It's pretty good, actually, especially with the changes that were made to it. Now we've got innate punch through. We've got some multi-shot already in there. The damage has been increased a little bit from what it used to be, so the changes overall are really good. You can play it several different ways. You can utilize it many different ways, and I tried a few different things. But here I'm just going to show you how I've been running it, and it's kind of more of just a fun setup. And for being a fun setup, it actually works really well, of course, if you pair it with, say, an Ember Prime, which you can see I'm re-ranking, so that'll be something that'll be coming up, how I'm redoing her, again, in terms of update. You can pair this with other frames that work well, of course, with heat, or let's say you're in a group with a Saren that's, you know, pushing out the new toxin damage, and this when they're like running toxic leash, this collides. This actually goes in with the toxic leash, causes the elemental combo to come out with a gas proc type of thing. You know how that all works, but we're in it for fun. Take this weapon and use it for fun, and I think that you'll just enjoy it, especially if you're running it right, or if you're running it, you know, with the right frame type of thing, or depending upon your play style. So, looking at it, I've got 3 Formas. You can see 2 Vs and 1 dash, and we kept it real simple. We had a 25% status chance on here, 27 heat, 150 is our magazine. As you can see, not much going on. So let's get over the configuration. No gameplay, of course. We're just keeping it simple on these. So, serration, split chamber, wildfire, hellfire, thermite rounds. These are all my damage increasers, more or less. So you got your basic damage. You got more multi-shot. You've got extra heat damage with the magazine capacity, bringing us from 150 to 180. We got heat damage. We got thermite rounds with more heat damage, plus some status chance, giving us 40%. So we will proc that fire damage over time, plus panic. Of course, you know, panic doesn't work when we're talking on bosses and stuff, but for the most part, it works out really well, and we're getting a good status proc out of it at 40%. Now, otherwise, I'm just going to go utilities here. Of course, you need rifle ammo mutation. You can go ahead and put a prime rotation, prime one on here if you have the prime ammo, but I haven't needed it yet. I got with a 1 mod, but I haven't needed it on this weapon. With a max rifle mutation, it seems to work just fine wherever I go with it. Firestorm is giving me my radius, huge radius, of course, improving the blast radius of this weapon, which makes a big difference. And Sinister Reach giving me the plus 12 range, which more or less, in a simple terms, allows me to pretty much shoot across the room. And with the innate punch through, I'm going through doors, I'm going through enemies. I'm getting a lot of CCing, if you will, a lot of crowd control with this. Even if at the higher levels you're not taking them out immediately, you know, you've got the fire damage over time, you've got the panic, so they're going to run from you, they're going to be taking damage. It just works out really well if you're playing solo. Of course, if you're playing with friends, a group of people, it's going to work out pretty well again. And we're just keeping it simple. In terms of other mods, I tried Combustion Beam. I think Combustion Beam, to be honest, is pretty useless. The plus 600 damage shortly after death does nothing for me. Killing, exploding enemies type of thing, because if I'm going to burn up a group, they're all pretty much dead anyway. So this isn't going to work well on the IGNIS. At least for me, it didn't. And of course, you know, you could do it in many other ways as well. You know, you can put a different element on here. It worked well with corrosive, to be honest. Worked pretty good with viral, but I did like it with the corrosive. You know, just keep it real simple, I think, is all that is needed for this one. But if you have comments or questions on it, please do feel free to leave below. I know it doesn't match everybody's style or whatever, and that's fine. Doesn't have to, because there's nothing wrong with how I make it, and there's nothing wrong with how you make it. It is what it is. However you want to play is how you play. Until the next episode, thanks for watching. As always, I'll catch you guys soon.